Hello everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Kingdoms 5511 commanders or 5551 commanders, which are the best to actually do small investments or very good investments in Rise of Kingdoms. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdom video regarding commanders. Which are the best commanders to 5511 and 5551, because I've done a couple of videos and I'm definitely going to keep posting some cards on the top, like which are the best for minimum investment, but I didn't give my advice like which are the best to actually go for, which is the best legendaries to actually get with expertise. I also have a video with 5111 commanders, like which are the best to go like that. But I want to make a video like this one where I'm actually going to give you my best tips and advices, like which is also the best to go for. Before I'm going to go further into this about the 55 and 5551, there's a couple of things that you want to keep in mind, because I don't want to repeat that throughout the video. I'm just going to put this right at the beginning. In the same time, I'm going to show you the stars that is required to max skill a legendary in terms of stars, and you'll see here in terms of sculptures, and that's going to be the part that I want to talk about right at the beginning. So going on maxing the primary skill on a commander, you're noticing 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 50 sculptures. Now going further and maximizing his second skill is 30, 30, 40 and 40. That's going to be 140 sculptures. If you do a commander at 5511, there's going to be a total of 190 sculptures. That's a pretty cheap investment, right, to actually get something that is better than epics. Going further down, if you want to maximize his third skill, it's 45, 45, 50 and 50. That is again a total of 190. So you're noticing something, that to maximize the third skill of a commander is the same value of maximizing the primary 2 skill of a commander. So that's a pretty bold investment when you want to do commanders 5551. That's why when I'm going to go through the video and I'm going to mention, you want to keep these things in mind at the beginning. I don't have to make the video pretty longer. And then to actually expertise the commander and do his last 4 skills is 75, 75, 80 and 80. That's a total of 310 sculptures. So when you want to expertise a commander, you want to make sure that that commander is definitely worth it. Couple more things before I'm gonna go further and start talking about this is I'm talking about legendaries. In order to maximize their primary skill, you want to keep them at 1 star, just the first star. If you want to go to his second skill, once you're done with the first skill, you want to unlock his second star. If you go on and unlock his 4th star, then the skills go random on a commander. So I can show you as a proof that I do have one commander which I don't plan to utilize him until I'm going to max his skills, is Keira. So I pretty much just unlock all her skills, because until I'm going to maximize her primary skill, I'm definitely not going to use her on the field battles. And you see that the skills went random, and her primary skill, which is kind of the most important skill on any commander, is not max. Talents only apply from the primary commander, and so does equipment only work from the primary commander. The second in command is always just a skill carrier. You only benefit from the skills. Now let's get into the video. That part is done. I'm gonna start with the tier 1 legendaries, and that's pretty much the legendaries that you kind of start the game with. After that, I'm going to go to the tier 2, tier 3, and we still have tier 4, just 2 pieces. So as a tier 1 commander, Frederick, it's one of them. 5511, he's good to go. My recommendation is to unlock his expertise, but if you actually want to try him out, I would do it as 55. Don't invest universal sculpture on him. Wait for the daily chest if you plan to buy them, or wait for the gold chest sculptures. Depending on your luck on the gold chest, 5511. That will be the minimum I will start using him, but my recommendation is again the expertise. YSG is also a tier 1 commander. Pretty much when you unlock his primary skill, he's good to go. You can already start using him, because without the expertise you still get 1500 damage factor up to 5 targets. That's pretty amazing. The reason I'm saying that is because YSG is one of those commanders that you want to expertise, so you can actually benefit from his circular area once you're doing his expertise. But the minimum you want to go with YSG, if you can wait, is 5511, and after that unlock his expertise, so you can get the 100% rage and 100% attack bonus if you're going to use him with archers. If not, at least to get the rage. but 5111 and then just work your way slowly on expertising him. Double C is also a tier 1 commander. I'll be very honest, 5111 it's good to go double C because you want the cav bonus and you also want the healing and rage restoration. Once you get that, even at 1, this is very good. It's probably going to be better than epics. You can put Pelagius first and you can put double C second. That's exactly what I have done, and I just start using him as 5111. Preferable would be this to have at least 3 points in him, but what is the chance that once you get in 5111 actually get on that one? So it's going to be pure luck. Instead of just going on to the barbarian one and just maxing it, it's not going to help you very much. You want to hope that skills will drop on the 3rd and 4th. Going further onto the tier list, as tier 1 commander is also Minamoto, and if I'm correct, now when you start the new kingdoms you get a wheel on Minamoto. I personally haven't started on a newer kingdom in a while, so I don't know, I just seen some screenshots regarding it. If that is true and you actually get him on the wheel and you plan to spend on him, 5-5 is the minimum you want to go with. After that, you want to hope for the 4 skill. If you plan to expertise Minamoto in the future from the VIP chest, because that's where usually people get him from, like me, I got him from the VIP chest. If you plan to unlock his expertise, you want to do that on the early game. You don't want to do that on the late game. His utility drops on the late game, but on the early game, I pretty much used him for close to 2 years. 1.5 years, very useful. But once more and more legendaries are being introduced, he just drops in utility. But as a minimum investment, 5-5 for Minamoto is good to go. Another tier 1 commander is also Charles Martel. He drops in the gold keys as well, in the MG and in the daily chest. 5-1-1. I would say that it's good to go, but my recommendation is wait for a 5-5 Charles Martel. On his second skill, once you max it out, you have 15% defense and health. That's definitely worth it. Like I was mentioning, it's 140 sculptures to maximize the second skill of a commander. So 5-5-1-1. And after that, you want to hope as much as possible for his 4th skill. And just waiting from the gold chest or daily chest. Another tier 1 commander going further down the list is El Cid. El Cid, I'll be very honest, I only start using him when I obtain his expertise. I still find him pretty useful because of his mobility options, 15% march speed, and if your march is getting hit, and El Cid usually does, once you get to 50%, you get another 25% march speed. That's a total of 40% march speed, and that gives you kind of a lot of speed when you want to retreat. Because once your march gets on yellow, you don't want to keep it on the battlefield. You're not actually doing so much damage. You're not actually having such a high impact. So you want to recover, refresh the march, and bring it back out again. And this is what El Cid is actually being very good at. This is the reason why I'm also using him. On the same time, it gives me some protection to my archers, a total of 25% defense. So I'm pretty alright with that. Instant damage and a little bit of control. This is the reason why I said that only when I obtain his expertise, I used him. Because his damage is very low. But if you do want to use him, 5-5-5-1 is kind of the minimum way I would go with him. Don't spend universal sculptures on El Cid. Waiting from the MG, because he is an MG commander, the daily chest that you have to buy from the shop, or the gold keys. Ethelflaed is one legendary that pretty much everyone is going to expertise her. There's not going to be a commander that we actually need to talk. Going further down on the list, another tier 1 commander is Richard, and you're noticing he's 5-1-1-1. He's already good to go like that. My recommendation is 5-5-1-1 as a Richard. Going after the patch notes from the new update, he's going to be in the daily chest as well, so it's going to be even easier to maximize Richard in the future. 5-5-1-1, like I said, is good to go. Many players maximize his 3rd skill, but this is the reason why I mentioned about the cost on his 3rd skill is 190 sculptures for 10 attack and then defense. I would not do that. So either 5-5-1-1, or if you do go for the 3rd skill, then you probably want to expertise him in the future. His expertise is pretty decent. Another tier 1 commander is Julius Caesar. Wait him from the gold chest as well, or the daily chest if you plan to buy him. He is also in the Mightiest Governor event, but 5-5-1-1 is the minimum I would go with Julius Caesar. just don't spend universal, it's just not worth it. Hannibal Barca is a VIP commander, you definitely need his expertise, there's no minimum investment on him, because he kinda needs all the skills, and even with all of them he kinda sucks. That's why nobody uses him. Everyone is hoping for a rework. Cleopatra is a gatherer. Mehmed is also a tier 1 commander. Waiting from the gold keys or the daily chest, if you buy them, 5511 is the minimum. I would go with Mehmed. Siandiak is a gatherer, so obviously doesn't really matter so much. Ishida is a gatherer as well, and that's pretty much about it with tier 1 commanders. Ishida, I do have some hopes personally, and I'm definitely gonna test him out. I'm working on him. I'm waiting for the pick chest when you pick sculptures from those 3 gatherers. I'm saving all those for Ishida. I'm going for him. I want to unlock his expertise, and I want to try him out. I believe that he might have some utilities as second in command, so I'm looking forward into that. Now going into tier 2 commanders, I believe that Charlemagne and Wu Zetian are considered tier 2 commanders, as they both come from KVK1 Charlemagne and KVK2 Wu Zetian. Charlemagne is not worth it. A lot of players actually got his expertise, and he's just literally not worth it. There's so many city hitters, his expertise is pretty useless. And then again, for city hitting, 1000 shield is nothing great, 1400 is average for a legendary, so that's pretty much about it. Is not really worth it. You could probably say that the 5511 Charlemagne is good to go. That's your choice. I just don't recommend investing in him. Wu Zetian is purely a Garrison commander. If you want to utilize her for Garrison only situations, you want to obtain her expertise. Just don't expect her to be good anywhere else. It's just purely Garrison. Going further on to the tier 2 commanders, you have Tomiris. She is one of the tier 2. The most exciting thing that you care about Tomiris is her 4 skill. So I'll be very honest, if you get the 5115 Tomiris, you're pretty much done. You just don't need to invest on her. But what are the chances that you're gonna max her 4 skill and not gonna drop on 2nd and 3rd? I mean, don't get me wrong, the 3rd one is nice as well, but this is what it's actually very useful from Tomiris. It's just her 4 skill, and you want her primary so she can actually do some damage us. That's why my Tomiris is with the expertise, because I maxed the 2nd and the 3rd before I maxed the 4th. It is what it is. Going further up on the tier 2 commander is also Edward. On Edward is pretty interesting how you want to go with him. Personally, I would say that once you maximize his primary skill, you can already go with the rest of the skills, because 2500 damage factor, that's pretty huge. Doesn't matter what the other skills are, right? You're just gonna drop like a bomb on him. But my recommendation is to max his 2nd skill as well, so 5511, because you get 30% archer health, which it doesn't show in the report, by the way. Support just says that it works, even that it doesn't show. We'll just have to take their word for that. But the march speed is very visible. So that's one part that I actually like about Edward. Like I was mentioning about Elsid, is the mobility to either go faster on the battlefield or retreat faster to refresh your march. So that's a very nice utility for Edward. On the top of that, like, he has a pretty decent nuke. Waiting to maximize his 3rd skill, that can also be a very good option, but at that point I would probably just go and obtain his expertise. So 5551, that's also very good options to go with Edward. That's pretty much you gain 20% permanent skill damage regardless of the amount of troops that you have, and more damage to infantry. So that's pretty amazing as well. But 55 is the minimum, 5551, or it's entirely up to you. If you just want to have an archer guy, just 5511 and be like that. Going on to Genghis, which is again another tier 2 commander. 5511 is the minimum. I would go with Genghis. You're probably hearing or probably seen a lot of players maximizing his 3rd. I wouldn't maximize his 3rd unless you want to obtain his expertise. His expertise is really second to none. It's an amazing expertise, don't get me wrong. But Genghis as himself, it is a pretty squishy commander. 55 is my recommendation, and if you plan to go for the 3rd, then rather just go for his expertise. Same as like I was mentioning to Edward, 5511, and if you go for the 3rd, rather just go for his expertise. The reason I'm saying that is because if you look at Genghis on his third skill, when commanders is more than 17% and contains only cavalry unit, increase all damage dealt by 30%. So if you're pretty much getting a couple of nukes on your Genghis, you're pretty much gonna drop under 70% strength, right? That means that you're not gonna benefit from this. So is it actually worth it? 190 sculptures? No, it's only worth it if you go all the way for the expertise and just hope for this one to keep popping in. On the same time, you will get the 4 skill max, which gives you skill damage bonus when your troops have been reduced less than 50% strength. So the bonus damage, you know, carries on. It's just going to be the gap between 70 and 50% that you're not going to have any benefits from 3rd and 4th skill. From 4th skill, you might get some rage restoration. As a tier 2 commander, you also have Saladin. And I can guarantee you that this is the best way to go with Saladin. 5551. If you want to go 5511, you're doing a very huge mistake. Wait for the sculptures and go 5551 with Saladin. That's gonna be pretty much like 95% of beneficial from this commander. Definitely worth the wait. If you want to get his expertise, it will be purely for rallying situation, or in some situation is being used as garrison. So that's when you want to benefit from the extra 300 damage factor. It will make a difference in a rally or in a garrison situation. It does reduce more march speed and it does reduce more healing, but it's not like a very huge deal. This is just my opinion. And the 4th skill is purely hitting cities. So again, just for rally capability. Going further up on the tier 2 commanders, we have Constantine. Constantine 5511 is kind of the best way you can go with him. Furthermore investments, you want to unlock his expertise and want to hope for garrisoning situation. Even if you get Constantine 5515, I will still go and maximize his skill for garrisoning purposes. 15% attack and defense to any troops in the garrison. That's pretty significant. And after that you have the garrison bonuses, which again they are pretty significant. His utilities with expertise is pretty much garrisoning and Sunset Canyon. Field battle a little bit less in my opinion, unless you're a fully dedicated infantry player, then yeah, you're probably going to use him for field battle as well. I just don't like commanders that do no kind of damage. That's just my opinion. Next is coming up the tier 3 commanders. Attila. Now the problem with Attila is that it doesn't work without Takeda so far. From all the tests that have been done, I used him with double C as a counter rally one time, but it was swarmable. It was doing alright, but it was swarmable. And it didn't give me a lot of good thoughts that it's actually working. So Attila and Takeda, they are kind of made pair. You can't really put them apart. It is what it is. Maybe for field battles you can, but that's about it. Once you obtain his primary skill, my recommendation is that you unlock his other 3 skills, so 5111, and you just want to hope as many as possible to drop on his 3rd and 4th. Probably later on you just want to obtain his expertise, because that's what kind of makes him so powerful, because again, enemy with less than 50% strength increase damage dealt by 20%. My recommendation is that if you want to pair him with Takeda, you want to expertise Takeda first, because Takeda just gives way more bonuses to Attila than Attila does in general. So that's the one you want to go with expertise first. That's what I'm recommending to anyone. Even if you have an expertise Takeda and you have a 5111 Attila, that would be the way to go. Guan Yu is also one of the tier 3 commander. Once you obtain his primary skill to 5, then you want to unlock his other 3 skills, and you want to hope for as many points as possible in the 3rd and 4th. If you get him 5155 and you're actually that lucky to actually get him like that, then you probably don't need to expertise him. Only if you get like the coin, or if you plan to use him on ruins, because the 100% march speed is really amazing going from tile to tile. In the end, you'll probably expertise Guan Yu because he's just amazing, and it's a rare chance to get him 5155. It's entirely up to you what your plan it is with him, but I just expertise him. You can start using him because 2000 damage factor, that's pretty amazing once you just max his primary skill, and it's up to you if you put some more and hope for the 3rd and 4th. Going on to some more tier 3 commanders, we have Artemisia. Now as a minimum investment on Artemisia is 5-5, so you can actually get the very nice direct damage factor 1800, and you want to get the archer defense and health bonuses. After that, this is purely garrison, which by the way works. You can still disarm targets even with just 1 skill in it, And once you get this one at 1 skill as well, you have 25% all damage. So it's not all that bad. The only thing you're missing, which is pretty amazing on her expertise, and my recommendation would be to expertise her, is unlocking her expertise, because you get 400 each second, right? So that's 1200 extra nuke that she can do with just a chance. So this one can goes in right at the start. You can do the first attack and you can do 1200 direct damage per turn. You just start with that. And then another second or third turn might just go in again. It's RNG, random number generated, but if it's actually on your favor, that's gonna be really amazing. But as a minimum investment, like 5511, she's just good to go. Ramses, he's pretty impressive. I like Ramses so far on the battlefield. A lot of players put him first. I recommend him as a second in command. And if you plan to use Artemisia for field battles, same, I'll put her as a second in command. I would say that archers benefit a lot more from the skill tree than attack tree or any other trees. Unless it's a garrisoning situation, then yeah, Artemisia with the defense tree just works. But for field battles, you want to benefit from the skill tree first. That's why I use Elcid. That's why I use Edward, that's why I use YSG. So as a second in command, 5-5 is kind of the minimum you want to go with Ramses. But the good part about Ramses is his third skill with the 30% skill damage reduction. And you notice they did that on purpose. You see the Archer attack and the Archer march speed, you still get half of it. But the skill damage, which is the juicy one, you can't go with the first. It's only 10% skill damage reduction. You want to go with 5 out of 5, so you get the 30% skill damage reduction. Now if you go 5-5-5-1 on Ramses, you rather just go and unlock his expertise at that point, right? Because you're going to be pretty much more than half invested on him. So if you just want to do a small investment, just go 5-5 on Ramses and then test him out and see if it's something for you, if you like him as a second in command. After that, you can decide if you're going to expertise him or not. His fourth skill is pretty nice with healing factor and defense bonus, and his expertise is just empowering his primary, so you're going to decrease more defense and more health, plus target cannot receive any healing for 2 seconds. So that's a pretty significant nerf to Richard if you have Ramses on the battlefield. So this one only works once you obtain his expertise. As a rally purposes, I haven't seen him very powerful in rallies, but field battle Sunset Canyon, yes. It's definitely worth it. Going further down onto the tier 3 commanders, I was talking about Takeda when I mentioned about Attila. You do want to get his expertise if you want to pair him with Attila, but as a minimum investment on Takeda until you decide to actually get his expertise is 5-5-5-1. You're probably saying, why is that? Because you still have half of the CAF defense if you just do him 5-5-1-1. The reason I'm saying that is because if you already max his third skill, then you'll definitely go for the fourth. But if you just max his second to skill and you say, like, you know, just living like that, you're probably gonna just living like that, and it might just leave you a very huge disappointment. Because the whole beauty about Takeda is his fourth and his expertise. Because on his fourth skill, you get the normal attack and counter attack damage reduction and skill damage reduction. Plus this one gives you 30% normal attack damage when the enemies have been debuffed by Fierce Fire, which is his primary skill that lasts for 4 seconds. That's what empowers Attila so much. That's the reason I'm saying 5-5-5-1 with Takeda and then expertise in first before Attila. As another tier 3 commander, we have Leonidas. 5-5-1-1 Leonidas is just good to go. Trust me. I probably wouldn't do any more investments. His expertise doesn't prove to be as powerful as it says over here. It's just numbers that actually make us believe that it's amazing, but it's not really like that. The primary 2 skill are the most important one from Leonidas. The third one, with just 1 star, you still get 600 shield, and with the fourth one, you still get half of the damage. What more do you want? 5-5-1-1 and you're as good as new. As another tier 3 commanders, we have Theodora and YSS. I'm gonna talk for both of them because there's no reason to say anything else. I've done their commander spotlight, so you can go ahead and check it out. They're both purely garrison oriented, so if you actually want to go for any of them, just max their skills. There's no other minimum way you can go with them. Theodora's circular area is way too small for AoE bar farming. This was another thought that everyone was thinking about, just to unlock her and just use her for AoE bar farming, so you can have your second march for that. It's just not working. So if you plan to invest on them, just obtain their expertise and only use them in Garrison, no other utilities. Going on to the tier 4 commanders, we have Chandra and William, which I already done their commander spotlight. My recommendation is for Chandra, you want to obtain his expertise. There's no other way you can go with Chandra because you want to generate more blessed. This is how the commander works with these blessed things, and he needs as many as possible. For that reason, you need to obtain his expertise. So if you do want to work on him, just make sure you do that. William, on the other hand, as 5-5, he's pretty much good to go, to be honest. My recommendation was that you also max his third skill so you can power the direct damage factor. But that's just an option. If you do go for the third skill, I would recommend to just obtain his expertise and just use the maximum potential of William. But if you just want like a small investment or a minimum investment, 5-5, so you can get his direct damage factor, you can get his march speed, cav attack, and extra damage bonus when you're outside your territory. The third one, you're already benefiting more than half of it by just having it at 1 star. And the fourth one is again, just by having it at 1 star or 1 level, you're benefiting the most of it. And as advice for William, if you want to use him, he's not a 1 versus 1 commander. He is a group damaging commander. He is a murder ball commander because one, he hits multiple targets in a murder ball, so he'll buff your entire allies. If you get him to the ruins and you're probably not very happy with his results, you don't have to put it that way. You need to think about the fact that he's buffing your allies with defense and rage restoration. That is going to be his utilities. That's what you need to think about when you bring him on the battlefield. His damage or his nuking capabilities, they are pretty sweet. I mean, 1500 is not weak at all, and then you have chances to actually just do additional damage. That's pretty amazing for a Cav commander. Just a lot of damage packed with him. But his main utility is just buffing your allies, or anywhere is gonna be a murder ball situation. So if you use him, that's gonna be the mindset that you need to have about William. That's why I'm so hyped about him, and that's why I want him. Because that's pretty much what I like when he's huge group battles. And then he's gonna be a king. I actually hope you're gonna find some pretty useful information regarding it. The reason I've done this video is because I know a lot of free-to-play players, they can't afford to just expertise legendaries and expertise legendaries, and you want to go for a lot of this 5-5-1-1 option because they're literally just better than epics. This is the reality, and you're also not investing a huge lot of sculptures on them in the same time, and they just give you a lot of benefits. Until next time, this is your boy Legendary signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care. See you on the next one, and stay safe out there. Now that the video is ended, I'm on my new place, just in case you're wondering why it's all this lightning and flashing. I'm using the natural light from the outside. My lamp is not installed because I still don't have a curtain. I think it's working pretty well. I'm just trying to set up things. I'm dead tired, I'll be very honest. 3 days just carrying stuff, it has been exhausting. But it has been done, so I'm setting up. I'm surrounded by boxes. Yeah, I mean, you don't see it because I put the green screen behind me, but I'm literally surrounded by boxes. I still need to open stuff. So yeah, a lot of things to do. Anyway, I'm back in action. The internet is working great, I hope, because I plan to live stream soon. So let's see about that. Take care, stay safe.